Welcome to 30 Minutes with HR, your premier human resource show for employers and employees. We have another exciting topic to discuss with you today. Avoiding job scams and red flags. What exactly do we mean? We have two very special guests that are joining us for today's episode, and we'll introduce them when we come back.
Everybody wants to be the best at what they do for the people they're doing it for. That's why, after 13 years of providing you with top-notch healthcare nationwide, the market leader in the private health insurance industry is going the extra mile for you. Instead of hopping from pharmacy to pharmacy, now you get your prescription drugs delivered straight to your doorstep. We will restock your chronic medication on the regular so you don't have to stress to keep track. We provide on-site clinics that offers you professional medical consultation from the comfort of your office. Enjoy these amazing benefits and so much more by signing on to Nationwide Medical Insurance today. Call us on 0800-222-222 or email us at info@nationwidemh.com. Nationwide, we go the extra mile so you don't have to. Join the healthcare family.
Hello, welcome back to today's episode of 30 Minutes with HR. 30 Minutes with HR is a partnership program between KUSI Consulting and the Association of African Universities. And if you're watching today, we're actually live at the Hotel Executive Lounge. Today we're joined by Miss Jennifer Agbisua. She is the Human Resource Admin at ExxonMobil, E&M Ghana Deepwater Limited, and we're also joined by Juanita Opare. She is KUSI Consultants Junior, one of our junior consultants at KUSI Consulting. So welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
Are you excited about today's show?
Yes, very much so.
I'm not feeling the excitement.
We're excited. We're excited to be here.
So tell us a bit about yourself and your role at Exxon.
Okay, basically, Exxon Mobil Ghana, we're just still very new. I would not want to go into so much detail, but basically, they're HR and admin, and that's what I do.
Okay.
So we are looking to employ in the nearest future.
Okay. Well, I'm sure our viewers are definitely interested and excited to.
Oh yes, we're looking for our engineers,
Excellent.
engineers.
Okay.
Petroleum people are into petroleum engineering and all of that.
Okay.
So.
All right.
They shouldn't worry. We have spaces and spots for them.
Excellent. At the end of the show, you can share with us how they can get in touch with you as well.
Great.
And Juanita, welcome on set.
Thank you, Rita.
Is there anything you would like the viewers to know?
My name is Juanita, like you said, and I work with KUSI Consulting. We are an HR firm where we do recruiting and HR audits. Yeah.
Okay, let's get straight into today's topic. So we are discussing job scams. What exactly do we mean by job scams, and who are we speaking directly to when we talk about that?
Okay. Basically, it's very simple. Job scam is advertising for positions that don't exist. You have some people somewhere who just, nowadays 419 scamming foreigners. We have gold here, we have diamonds here, they're all hip to it, so it doesn't work anymore. So some very smart people have gotten together. It's okay, now what is the need in the society now? And the unemployment rate today is the highest problem we're facing. Our graduates can't get a job. People are either terminated or, for whatever reason. So they become vulnerable. They become prey. And we have a lot of job sites that have been created to help facilitate people to be gainfully employed. So some of these sites, scammers go there read because the sites require information about yourself.
Exactly.
Where you schooled, the kind of job you're looking for, your major, where you studied and all of that. So what they do is they approach you. Hey, we are looking for, let's say for example, instrument engineer, and this is how much we are looking to pay, because they have to pull you in.
Okay.
I don't know a lot of jobs that are genuine who would tell you how much they will pay you right off the bat.
Exactly.
Until maybe after an interview. So to get back to your question, what is job scam? Job scam basically is putting an offer out there for jobs and positions that don't exist.
Okay.
And basically the scam comes in because they ask for money. Okay, you're not to pay money.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah, so that is what job scam is.
So I think you mentioned something about graduates. This episode, and it's just really, really important, right? And I think even the time that we're premiering this episode, because this is the time that there are a lot of graduates who are about to start applying for jobs if they haven't already, right? So this episode is really supposed to help guide them to know and understand what are the red flags they should look out for when they are applying for jobs.
Okay.
And at KUSI Consulting, so when we do recruitment, we actually don't charge upfront fees. And that's one of the things that you mentioned.
Yes.
So something to be mindful about, right?
Yes.
Juanita, have you experienced any on the job, not on the job, but during your searching, yeah, have you experienced any scams?
Well, yeah, I have. I remember right after university, like she said, the unemployment rate is so high. Exactly. So as a young person who just turned out from university, I was looking for opportunities, because obviously most of the times where you do your service don't even consider hiring you after. Yep. So this is a young girl who was looking forward to working. Yeah. So I went through a lot of job sites, and just like she said, I'm sure sometimes they pick up that information from those sites. So on this fateful day, I got this message that I have been accepted, not even for an interview. I have been accepted outrightly. But by then, I didn't know all this.
Okay.
So I decided to pursue it. So I followed up on the message. I followed up, so I called the number. And then there was this gentleman that picked and asked me to pay. I think by then it was 100 CDs.
Okay.
Yeah, so he asked me to pay, and then guess what? It was to a mobile money account, which is ridiculous. Exactly. Wow. But then I was very vulnerable, you know. I was desperate, so I'm like, okay, let me just follow this lead, perhaps, just perhaps. And then I wasn't opportune to know all these things, so I mean, long story short, I was scammed.
Wow.
Yeah. And then also another thing to look out for is usually they promise you have the role.
Yes. But then you hadn't even
I haven't even met the employer, no.
Yeah, so I think that just sounds a bit funny. If
exactly,
this,
exactly.
I'm sure you already know, but you mentioned something that I think is really important. When you are at that vulnerable stage in your life,
yeah, you don't
you're just
consider,
getting out of
yeah.
school. How do you know how to tell if somebody's trying to scam you for a job? So let's talk about some of the red flags. Obviously, you want to make sure that you know the organization that's behind the role, right? So research. What else can we talk about? What advice can we give recent graduates and job seekers so that they don't fall victim to being scammed?
So to add up to what I was saying, I think the organization appeared legit. I might not mention the name of the organization, yeah, but then it's a well-known organization. So I think for now they are more sophisticated. They don't even care as to. I remember recently there's this job opening offer that has been circulating, and it's GASEM. Okay, GASEM, as we know, it's a credible institution, so you'd be tempted to believe.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think one red flag was the email address.
So you're saying that they're using.
Yeah.
It's like they're copying.
Yeah.
The organization.
Yeah.
Wow. They're mirroring another organization to scam. I wonder if Gasdam knows that.
Yeah. So there was actually a release to debunk that.
Wow.
Advertisements.
Wow. So what else? Like what else is there to?
Okay.
What else can they look out for?
Okay. Like she said, the first thing you should always take a note of is the email address. Sometimes they use the company's email. They're able to regenerate it. It may not necessarily be in the order of, okay, for example, www.mtn.com. They could say www.mtn.h something.com.
Exactly.
So you have to be mindful of that. Secondly, the second thing is you have to, another thing is, it's not all the time they use the company's email. Sometimes they could use the Gmail,
Gmail
or
account,
Hotmail.
like a personal account.
Like a personal-
that's a bit funny.
That's a bit funny.
Okay.
And then secondly, some, like she said, they're very sophisticated. They will provide phone numbers. You would actually call and all of that. At that point, it's not easy to detect.
Exactly.
The time you start, the red flag starts hitting you is when they send you documentations through email. Like, okay, we're sending you our interview document.
Okay.
So fill out your role, and they will ask you a question. They'll tell us a little bit about yourself, your skills, blah, blah, blah. So they'll tell you it's a form of interview.
Okay.
And so when you fill it out, then immediately they respond. Like some 2-3 days later, oh, we are happy, we congratulate you, you've been hired, things like that. There is no genuine company that does that kind of interview.
Exactly.
There are 2 interviews, actually 3. It's either a physical one-on-one, and you get a proper invitation. Number 2, you could do a voice, a phone call interview.
Exactly.
But then that is with a promise that after you pass that, they
You
will
have an in-person.
You have an in-person, and then you can do a video interview. There was a time I had a video interview with Sahara Oil, and so you would have a link. There's so many things that go into.
It's a process.
It's a process. So someone just providing you one email and not putting other people in copy
It's not
or
enough.
links.
It's not enough.
No, those are just very fake.
There's a process. So
It's a process.
And I think people need to be more mindful, especially because of this digital age.
Exactly,
Right? So
yes.
we leverage technology to do a lot of our recruitment. But like you mentioned, it's a process, right? So once the candidates have been shortlisted, then we call them to have an over-the-phone interview. If they are within our area, then we meet with them, and we actually meet with them in person. We discuss what the benefits, what the role, the job, the job description, what all the benefits that the role comes with, right? And then, but if the candidate is not in the area, then we do a video conference call. So you still get to see the face of the
panel.
people. Exactly. So you get all this information, So far we've discussed being mindful of the email address. Obviously, if they're asking you to pay, you need to be aware. You need to be careful. We don't charge upfront to recruit candidates for a position, right? And another thing too is your gut feeling will never lie to you. I've been a victim of a scam. It wasn't employment. But if it doesn't feel right, and if you have any doubts, yeah, you get a bit excited because you need a job, you need to work. But at the end of the day, if you're gonna lose money and just, you lose out on so much by being a victim of a scam. So obviously research into the organization that you are looking to work with.
Absolutely.
I want to tell you
an example, because that is what is really prevalent now, is people willing to travel.
Yes.
So you get people who would approach you through LinkedIn, through all this official sites, and okay, my example, the scam I went through, even though I actually didn't notice it was a scam. They would approach you and then send you interview documentations and all of that. And so right off the back, we're going to pay you $10,000 they will give you really juicy
It
salary.
sounds good, right?
Sounds good. You know, a driver, chauffeur, wherever. And this was by Sinopec, one of the biggest oil and gas companies in the world in China. And then they said all the nice stuff. Now this is where you should know that it's a scam. Number one, every expatriate that comes into this country, if you also want to be an expatriate, okay, you are not to pay for your residential permit.
Exactly.
For your work permit. The company takes care of everything. Your flight, all of that. Once someone tells you, oh, you're supposed to start, let's say, in July. So we need your residence. So within a week, your resident permit should be ready. So send us X amount of money. We have our lawyer, contractor lawyer, work with them. They'll give you another email address. He would now come and tell you, oh yeah, we've submitted your name already to the Chinese embassy. We just need you to send $500.
Wow.
And it will go on and on. Please note, resident permit, work permit in anywhere in any country never takes a week. It could take 6 months, 1 year. Sometimes if you are on a project for 6 months, let's say in Dubai, you might go there the 6 months. Your work permit or your resident might not be ready. You might have to do that 28 days rotation, which is to go and come.
Okay.
It takes a while.
It takes a while.
So you see people, oh yeah, I'm going to Dubai. The person is going to arrange my visa.
Wow.
Is this and that. A friend of mine was offered a job by UN. It was a job scam. He resigned his fantastic job here. They told him, oh, don't worry, pay your ticket. When you get there, we'll reimburse you. And this went on for a little while. By the time they were done with him, this guy had coughed out almost $10,000.
Oh my goodness.
Got to Dubai, there was nobody.
Who was he sending that money to? He was sending it to the organization.
To the so-called organization. So he got to Dubai, got stuck, and he had to now beg for money to come back to Ghana.
It's real out there.
It's so bad.
You have to be so careful
You have to
nowadays.
be careful.
You have to be careful, and not just job seekers too, right? Employers also have to be careful because if somebody is mirroring your organization, I mean an organization like the UN,
And you're not aware.
to be able to use that name, so
Yes.
it's like a whole new world with digital technology. You can get scammed in Ghana by someone who's in the US. You can get scammed in the US by someone in Dubai. So you have to really just be mindful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And to
Go ahead, and then we'll
to add up to the first part, which is on the part of the employee, usually they bring out this ridiculous job description, and then you can't even marry that with the salary.
Really?
It doesn't make sense. Yeah, outrageous salary, and then there's this ridiculous job description. Like it's vague.
Okay.
You don't even know what exactly.
Wow. So the job description.
Exactly, it gives it away.
Yeah, again, it's that gut feeling, right? If the job even looks or sounds funny, then you have every right as a job seeker to question. As I always say, ask questions and do research.
Absolutely.
You know, you can definitely make that happen. We are going to take a short break and we'll be right back. When we come back, we have a different side to discuss of this whole job scam situation. We'll be right back.
Treat yourself to a serene, plush, and unique experience. Check in at the AH Hotel, East Legon, where every stay is unique.
Welcome to Adansi Travels Product Knowledge Series, and I'm excited to talk to you about our FIT tour service, where you get the opportunity to customize the product to your taste. And with that, we take your details, your destination you want to go, the date you want to travel. We're able to do it to suit your budget. So you don't need to worry about breaking the bank when you are traveling with this kind of service. You can visit us as the details are on the screen as you see, or you can call us on the numbers showing on the screen. Let's plan your trip for you, and you know with Adansi, we always let you feel the beauty of life.
Adansi Travel feels life's beauty.
Welcome back. You have joined us today for another episode of 30 Minutes with HR, your premier human resource show for employers and employees. We're having such a great conversation. We've already touched up on job scams. Now we are getting into red flags. What do we mean by red flags? And this is actually more of what the employer should look out for. Yeah, so let's go right in.
Okay. Of course, every company wants to hire good people.
Exactly.
It's such a waste of effort and resource to always have to recruit because you're not able to get the right people. And getting the right people is also a process. And there are some few red flags you need to really look out for. Number one, if you're doing an interview for looking to recruit some applicants during the interview process, an applicant should be able to look you in the eye.
That's always the number one.
Number one.
The eye contact.
The eye contact, maintain eye contact, because then it shows confidence. I wouldn't want to recruit somebody who is not confident, because then that tells me you can't deliver. Confidence basically drives everything. Mm-hmm. Once the confidence level is off, trust me, the person cannot perform.
They have something to...
Exactly. Number two is somebody who is their CV, they lie. People, oh, do you know SQL? Yes. Okay, tell us about SQL. I'm an expert in SQL. Tell us about that.
But yeah, it's on the CV. It's on the CV. We get it all the time.
And funny enough, some employers or the people doing the interview, they are so tired, disconnected, that they actually really don't go through
Pick it up.
the CV.
Yes.
So it's easy to just lose track. So if you're able to just pinpoint something, okay, you said you're an expert in this, explain this to me. And the person is not able to tell you, because some people, they're smart, they try to go around it, or maybe they've read on it and they've forgotten. So number two, the person should be able to technically describe what they claim they know.
Exactly.
Number three is, what else? You should have a question. If after I'm done with you, and you don't have any question for me, that tells me that you're not proactive. That tells me that you will cut corners to achieve your goal. Okay, your goal, not the company's goal. Your goal is, let me just do whatever,
Exactly.
you know. So that is always one of the major problems we face, is people just are not motivated to give their best. So when you don't ask me questions, not like you have to, but when you do, when an applicant does, the applicant stands out, because then he tells me you've done your research. You want to know if you know your stuff. You have questions for me. Okay, this role you have advertised or you're looking to fill. I think what if I do it this way, do you think this would help the company? You know, you ask questions, and that would tell me from your question, I'm able to tell, oh no, this person is really good at what they do.
Interesting.
And then before I give my sweet lady here a chance, I wouldn't want to say all.
It's fine.
Yeah, another thing that I personally look out for a red flag is preparation. Preparation, and that boils down to everything. The way you dress, I don't expect you to come to an interview with bangles, with chewing gum. Sometimes you hide it, but when you're talking, I see it.
Just see it. Yes.
You know, I asked you, okay, what do you know about us? Oh, sorry, I didn't have time to check about your Please, when you're going for an interview, it's a huge red flag. You should tell me when we started, how much you think we're worth, where we're hoping to. Please do extensive
research. Do your research. I always say that. But so our eye contact and because there are a lot of people who might say, I know it shows confidence, right? But when you interview someone, sometimes they could be a little nervous. Yeah. So maybe the eye contact might not be there as much.
Okay.
Is that something that would be a deal breaker for you? Like if you interviewed a candidate and they're not maintaining...
Okay, it depends on the role.
Okay.
Some roles, like for example, the graduates, you know, someone who is not experienced, just coming in, that, you know, you can't expect so much, so it depends. For a new graduate coming in, I don't really focus so much on the body language because you're here for us to also build you up and all of that. But I am more concerned about your level of enthusiasm. Exactly. If I ask you a question and you're like, please, I don't know. Come on. You can say, okay, I don't understand, but can you explain? If you don't know, I said, please, I don't really know this.
So it's also, I think that we're talking about honesty here, right?
Honesty.
Don't lie if you don't know something. Like, be very honest.
Thank you. You said it. You said it, Rita. Honesty. So,
Juanita, do you have anything?
Yeah, for me, I mean, I was listening to you, and at least I heard you say it depends on the role. Because sometimes when you go for interviews, you are nervous. That doesn't mean you can't deliver.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it depending on what the person is coming to do, sometimes you need to, you know, understand where the person is also coming from. For me, you just need to be able to learn. You should come with that what do you call it? Yeah, you should come with a you should come with a because if you want to learn, then I'm sure within 6 months, 1 year, you should be able to rise. Yeah, so for me, you should just have that, I just want to learn, I just want to learn, I just want to learn. And then they could actually turn you into anything once the processes, once the environment is also very conducive. And then, like she said, people also lie on their CVs. So the interview is that defining moment. Okay, so you have listed ABC on your CV. The interview should showcase the extent to which you can deliver, like your competencies and all that. Yeah, and then you should have been able to do some level of research on the company. Exactly. You can't just
show up.
Exactly, you can't just show up and that doesn't work.
Sorry, a huge one is don't ever go late. An interview. Don't go to an interview without an extra CV. Okay, go get there on time. Go with an extra documentation. Go with every documentation that they may ask for that role.
Just in case.
Just in case.
Go prepared.
Yes.
We always do that. Like make sure you bring your certificates. You know your.
How can you come and not bring anything?
Bring something. Yes. Do not come empty-handed.
Do not come empty-handed.
You know, I mean, obviously, because of the unemployment rate. A lot of people, I think, they want to add a bit to their CV, right, to make themselves stand out and be able to get the job. There's nothing wrong with embellishing just a little bit, right? And by that, I mean, you want to say something about yourself, your experience, but you want to find the best possible way to say it. It doesn't mean you should lie and say, I have 10 years of experience, when really you have like 2 years of experience, you know, or that you have all these technical
job
skills.
gaps.
Yes, exactly.
Why?
Because recruiters can actually pick up some of this, and they may, even if they don't pick it up, right, when they are reviewing your CV, when you get to the interview, it's going to show, because they'll end up asking you a question and you'll be stuck there. So you don't want to make that bad impression, because if For instance, and it might not even be what gets you the job. Nowadays, employers are looking for soft skills, like real practical skills, right?
Yes.
How do you network? Are you confident? How are your communication skills?
Yes.
So a lot of those technical things might not even work. So just be honest. I think that I want just be very honest and say the things about you that you need to say, but be very like honest about it and just say it in the best possible way.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think that's what
And to add up to that, in terms of the CV, the length, I don't see why an entry-level applicant should have about
this is like a whole different
5 pages. You know, it doesn't make sense, because if you are reviewing like thousands of CVs, how do you make yours stand out? And if yours is about 5 pages, who has time for that?
Especially for entry level role, right?
Exactly.
That's just it's a bit much.
Yeah.
So I think some people just
go over the board.
So let's keep it simple and straight to the point.
Exactly.
Yeah. Interesting. Is there anything else, any advice that we would want to give employers and employees, things that they need to be mindful of?
Okay. Another thing that I think perhaps maybe we should also look at is employers noticing red flags. The applicants themselves should also notice red flags in the companies they're going to apply for. Some companies just, they're not worth working for.
It goes both ways.
It goes both ways. If I may say, Rita, one of the things we have to look out for when applying for a company is, number one, a company should respect your time. I can't call you at 7 a.m. this morning and tell you to come for an interview 11 a.m. And if I tell you, oh sorry, I won't be able to come, then you tell the person, then sorry, you don't have a chance. You should always allow people, give people an opportunity to prepare. So call a week ahead, also a few days ahead. That's a red flag. You don't want to work for a company who, when you get there for your interview, they're late. It shows they're not prepared. It shows they don't value your time. And once a company does not value your time, they won't value your input.
Exactly.
So these are some of the things you need to look out for as an applicant or someone looking for a job. The kind of companies you want to give your effort and your time to.
And also salary, right?
Yes, also salary as well.
We live in this culture where employers don't pay on time, or they might take a long. No, we actually had a situation with, it's a former client, because we didn't agree with their practice. So we were hiring a candidate for this client. The candidate said, oh, I've heard they don't pay on time. So we did our research and we answered his question. You know, we said, yeah, this is the feedback that we're getting from some of the employees. They don't pay on time. And surprisingly, he was willing to still go and work for the organization.
He's desperate.
Yeah, because he's desperate, you know. But I just thought, why? You know, we need to be able to, I think, adopt a culture where we are paying. And because for me, I probably wouldn't want to work for an organization that would probably take months to pay me a salary. Because what does that say about their financial position?
Exactly.
Too, right? What does that say?
Exactly.
So you have to kind of look out for these things, and to me, they are all red flags. You have to, and you also have to ask yourself, what are you hoping to gain from working with the organization, from the employer?
Yes.
If their culture doesn't answer those questions for you, then you may want to look for something else. You know, it's the honest truth, because employees need to understand that they have just as much of a right as employers do.
Absolutely.
Do your research and figure it out for yourself, whether or not this is an organization you want to work with.
To add up to that, I think as a job seeker too, you need to look at the turnover rate of that organization. It's very important. Very important. That tells you a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, so you should ask questions basically. When was your predecessor? What happened? Why did he leave? You need to probe. You need to ask a lot of questions.
That's actually the number one question that I think people should have.
You need to ask a lot of questions.
Exactly. Like, why did this role become available? Because you're the one going to fill it. So that's actually a good one.
Yes.
So turnover, time, and salary,
and culture,
compensation, and culture. Culture is another one. Culture is another one.
Yes.
So these are all red flags. If they don't meet with your objective and why you are willing to work with that organization, then you might as well start looking elsewhere.
Yay!
So this has been an interesting conversation. Can you tell our viewers where they can find out more information about your organization and whether or not you're hiring, how do they apply, all this good stuff?
www.exxonmobilghana.com. We are looking to, we're new, so we're definitely, once we are ready to employ, I mean, that is part of what this international, that's part of what we require for international companies, is to recruit our graduates.
And if you need help recruiting, you know who to come to for that. Yes, Juanita, myself, Seth, who is behind the scene.
Definitely.
In favor.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay, good.
Have I said enough or you want more?
No. Well, if you want to say more, but I think it's good. So they have an idea of your website and how they can get in touch. Yes. And I'm turning it over to you.
Yeah, so you can actually follow us at Kusi Consulting on LinkedIn and on Facebook. And as and when we have job vacancies, we'll definitely keep you in our
We'll let you know, exactly. Yeah. And another thing, because of this episode, I think we spoke a lot to graduates and also job seekers. If you need any advice, any consultancy advice in terms of things to look out for, the red flags, employers as well, you can get in touch with us and we'll be able to assist through our consultation. So thank you, ladies, for joining us today.
Thank you.
And thank you, viewers, for watching today. Thank you to AH Hotel for letting us use this amazing space, the Executive Lounge. Thank you for tuning in once again, and we will see you next week.
I'm here with the Association of African Universities Television, AAU TV. I just want to say that without the media, you won't know what's going on in the world. Even with the media, you sometimes don't know what's going on in the world. So you need to tune in to the reliable sources who are really on the front lines, who can give you the information you need and give you facts, not conjecture, give you real news, not fake news. And this is the place to find it, AAU TV.
The voice of higher education in Africa.
Hello Africa, and you're welcome once again to AgroLink. And AgroLink is a platform for showcasing agricultural activities on the continent, and this is brought to you by the Association of African Universities. For this episode, we are here at AUMENSA, specifically with Rabbit Masters in Accra, Ghana, to showcase the rabbit industry and its role in promoting food sustainability in Africa. You wouldn't want to miss this exciting episode. My name is Nana Ismambasam. Stay with us. How long have you been in this industry? Because I'm not sure you started with this many rabbits.
I've been in this business for 8 years.
Oh.
No. But this branch was started a year ago.
A year ago. Okay. So how many branches do you have now?
I have 3 branches.
Where are they?
Dodowa, the Rabbit City, and Malejo, Rabbit Boutique, and AUMENSA, Rabbit Zone.
But they are all under Rabbit Masters?
Yes, they are all under Rabbit Masters.
Okay, all right. So what are some of the sanitary procedures I have to take into consideration before I enter the main rabbit farm? Thank you. Thank you.
That's great.
And what's the purpose of wearing these?
Okay, for sanitary purpose. Sometimes people are allergic to animals or some certain type of animals. Some will say, when I touch rabbit, my skin itches, or yes, people.
So this is more for the human, not for the
human.
rabbit.
No, for the human. Yes, and the rabbit as well. So that maybe a farmer might come here from another farm, just directly touching. It can transfer any disease from that farm to you.
So can you introduce the other people who will be helping us today?
All right. I have 3 main people here, and the organizer of the Association of Greater Accra Rabbit Farmers Association. Okay. This is our boss major. We call it simple boss major. Anywhere you mention his name, I work under him when it comes to.
So each region has its own association?
We're trying to form it in all the regions.
In all the regions.
But as of now,
we get Accra, and I think Western, I think last 4 months, I was there, and they
set up the association.
And Eastern region set up theirs, I think 2 weeks or a week ago.
Okay.
So we have Ellen. I mean, without her, there cannot be rabbit masters, because everywhere, I mean, you'll be seeing her, programs, everywhere. Yeah, she can. She can do everything, anything here. You can take care of animals. You can process. I think grilling. I think she's in charge of the grill. And have Justice. Yeah. He does the deliveries, because we deliver. You order, we deliver. He does the delivery. He's in charge of the delivery. And this is Eugene. He's doing attachment with me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you can see this industry can.
So he gives back to the youth and
the youth and everything. So he's doing his attachment from.
So how long will he be here? 3 months. Oh, okay. You're welcome on AAU TV.
Thank you.
So, what is actually the state of rabbit production in Ghana? Because the rabbit industry hasn't been as popular as the other forms of animal production.
This is a good question. We are trying our best to make it. You know, as you just said, that the rabbit production is not as popular as other, like the poultry and the pig, and everything. The cows and things. They have been around for long. And rabbit does well in Europe and other European countries, and some of the African countries, popular there. But Ghana, I think we didn't take it. People didn't take it as a work.
Because I read somewhere that during Echampon's time, Colonel Echampon, he was trying to encourage the youth to venture into agriculture as a motive or as a mode of promoting food sustainability and also graduate employment. However, this has been going on for a while. There are always interventions that people are coming up with in order to promote food sustainability. What do you think, or how timely do you think this industry is in promoting food sustainability in Africa?
Some governments from the past have tried to promote the agriculture sector for to create jobs for the youth, and even to produce food. Our current government, like this, they say planting for food and rearing for animals. They factor in some of these animals which we can use. When we farm, we produce it, at least we can eat our own thing, and it serves as source of employment to the youth. And this, as you can see, I'm also a youth, and all my employees, they are youth. But this one have created a job for them, and they are just.
Okay, so what are some of the rabbit breeds one should have on his farm?
All right, there are different types of farming. We have the commercial, which is the meat farming. Commercial farming, as I'm doing, and we have the pets and the fair.
Okay.
So in Europe like this, Ghana is not developed. We are still trying. They tan, they remove the skin and tan it and use it for this winter clothes and other stuff, which we are also trying. Yes, most people. So when you are doing such type of farming, you have to get a certain type of breed. Those large breeds.
Okay.
Yeah, like the giants. Yeah, Flemish giant. There are some Flemish giants, and those are the type of breeds you have to get. And if you are doing pet, you are going in for pet. Some want to have some nice rabbits around the other thing, or only one cage like this with some few rabbits so that the kids will be playing. Okay. You have to get something colorful, some colorful stuff. Okay. Yeah, breeds. But to us who are doing commercial we also have some breeds that we use. You can't go and select a breed that the pet people use or the people who use for clothing use. Yeah. We do breeds that will convert, since we are into meat. Okay. Since we are into meat, we will have to go for a breed that will convert feed, the feed you are giving to meat is fast. So the breeds, some of the common breeds that can convert meat, have convert meat feed into meat fast is New Zealand white, Californian white, Chinchilla standard, or let's say Chinchilla rabbit from Chinchilla family, and cinnamon. Yes.
Can you show us the breeds that you just mentioned?
So here in Ghana, most of us we don't have pure breeds.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't have pure breeds because to import one pure breed, like to import one, you can spend 1,200
Ghana cedis.
Yeah, to import one pure breed. Yeah, it's even more than you are getting from South Africa, where you get from some source 1,000 to import only one rabbit. So if you are doing commercial, you are into commercial, you are doing this, and you are going for one rabbit, 1,000 Ghana cedis, 1,200, which is the minimum you run at loss. So we go, maybe we can go for a male, a back. A male rabbit is called a back. We can go for one back, which you can use to change the face of the farm. So here, this rabbit is chinchilla.
Okay.
This
one?
Yeah, this is chinchilla. Oh. But this chinchilla can give birth, and you will have the white one with the pink eye. Okay. We call that one New Zealand white. So it means it's not this thing. If it's a pure breed, it should give birth to its kind.
Okay. Oh. Okay.
So there are so many things that we use to determine the breed, but we use the color. In Ghana, I think we only use the color. When I see this pink one, this white one, pure white with pink eye. You can hold it like this. Yeah. Then I can say this is a New Zealand white. Even the nose is a feature of a Californian white. Oh, Californian white is also white, but the nose, the ear, and the tail can be black. So this one, maybe the grandfather or is a Californian. So we carry some of the genes and it's coming to, yeah. But everything shows now that it is New Zealand white because the eye, and this white, it shows. But, yeah. So this rabbit can give birth once, maybe when you are breeding it, it can one day give birth to Californian white because